beyond the Pacific Rim.
Okay, so what is this movie you're saying? God.
It's Only God Forgives.
Okay.
And it takes place in Bangkok, and it's Ryan Gosling, and he's like a Muay Thai gym owner.
Is he playing his Drive character?
A little bit, yeah. He's very like
he's very good at that. I don't want him to be. What do you call it? Like character casted or whatever they say it is. Like when you're always casted for that same role.
Oh, you don't want him to be. Okay.
Yeah, because I know he can do better than that.
Yes. It was good. It's interesting. It was a weird movie.
Sadly, I could see them starting a series of like just him, like typecast as the same character over and over.
Yeah.
What a badass guy that beats the shit out of people.
Yeah, it'll be like Fast and Furious, except it'll be like Drive 2, Drive Harder,
Drive Harder.
Drive Harder.
Sounds like a porno. And on that note, let's start off. Like usual, I'm Adam. We got Sean, Brandon, Matt, and newcomer Richard. Longtime friend, first-time podcast member.
Yay.
Speak up, bitch.
Okay, hi!
Too loud, Richard. You don't want to be
sorry.
No, you're too low.
Can we hear the shower
Control yourself, man.
Volumes.
Anyways, so start off like usual, go through random stuff. So there's this new MOBA coming out. It's in beta right now. It's called Infinite Crisis. It's basically set in like a DC universe, and it just has DC characters. So imagine League of Legends just with DC characters.
So like DC Universe?
300
No, it's like League of Legends. So it's like a MOBA, like Dota,
League of Heroes?
but with DC characters.
League of Heroes.
League of Heroes.
That's going to be boring. Everyone's going to be Superman.
I was gonna say,
Well, actually, right now, there's no... Well, it's in beta, so they have 14 confirmed characters that are in the beta right now.
What's it going to look like?
There's no Superman.
Is it going to look more like Smite or more like League of Legends?
Like League of Legends, top-down, stuff like that.
Oh, it's going to have an opportunity to have really like obscure heroes, probably.
Yeah, but apparently in one of the universe they're taking from has like different types of Batman. Okay, look, they have Batman, Cyborg, Doomsday, Flash. Then they have Gaslight Batman, Catwoman, and Joker.
I feel Flash would just be really cheap.
Why didn't they just use different skins? Why put different...
No, but they have different characters from different universes are different characters.
They're essentially going to be like people from Dota and everything, just skinned as
but they should have just been different skins, not different actual...
No, because this way they can have different... Because look, a vampire Batman is not going to play the same as normal Batman.
Do you know how many super heroes there are in the DC world?
That's the whole point. You know how many fucking characters they can have?
Exactly, that's why it's stupid. They should have just made them different skins. Have one of each.
Then you're going to have, like, what, 10 characters with 30 skins?
You would have a million characters with a million skins.
I agree with Matt. You can do so many more characters than just Batman. It's just an excuse to allow multiple people playing as Batman simultaneously.
Have a team just of Batmans, why not?
I just play Flash. His only power is run fast.
Yeah. Well, there's not more than one Flash.
You can't tell me that's going to be a power that you have to turn on and it only lasts for 10 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, you don't know that.
You know how stupid that is?
No. Anyways, let me finish the character thing. So there's also Green Lantern, normal Joker, Nightmare Batman, Poison Ivy, Shazam.
Yes. I don't know who's Shazam.
Yes.
Yeah, Wonder Woman and Zatanna. I don't know who Zatanna is.
He's a little boy. It's
Shazam. Zatanna's a magician.
Zatanna.
She's from Superman.
Oh, she's supposed to be pretty attractive.
Anyway, so no Superman.
According to Kevin Smith.
Currently,
all the women are attractive.
Have you seen Kevin Smith? I'm pretty sure you'd find any woman that's
that's wearing an oversized hockey jersey attractive.
His wife's pretty attractive.
He might be listening.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin Smith listens.
Well, yeah, he does. What does he do? Smodcast.
One of our 7 viewers.
Anyways,
now 6 viewers. Fuck this shit.
There's there's characters they think are coming soon because there's like silhouettes on the website and stuff like that.
Excellent.
So there's Arcane Green Lantern, Atomic Green Lantern, Atomic Wonder Woman, Mecha Superman, Mecha Wonder Woman, Nightmare Superman, and Superman.
So they have 6 characters in there.
A whole team of Superman is essentially what we're saying.
And versus a whole team of Batman.
I think Green Lantern would be really cool. Because I think he could be really powerful, but his energy would run out, so you have to run back to base.
Come on, no, it recharges.
Where you go...
It's like mana.
No, it doesn't recharge.
It's like mana.
When you go back to base,
he has
you sit and your mana recharges, that would be him with his power.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is mana in League of Legends just recharges, so it would be the same thing for his energy. Like you can't have a finite
that pool in your base.
You don't like.
Yeah, no, that just heals you faster.
Yeah, that should be him for Green Lantern. You have to go back to that.
That's stupid.
You'd have to have a giant.
Okay, he could slowly recuperate.
He'd have one fight and then he'd have to go back.
Yeah, that's what it does. It slowly regenerates.
This is why people don't let me make video games because it'd be too damn challenging.
They should have Swamp Thing.
Nobody would have
Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing?
Is he in
Hellblazer?
Yeah.
Hellblazer
I have no
would be
idea
awesome.
who Swamp Thing is. I
Yeah,
thought he was
Animal
just like an
Man.
old...
Animal
No,
Man!
it's an actual thing.
That's the thing. You can have
Pretty
so many
artsy
characters.
crowd.
What they really need to do, though, someone needs to get on this, is somehow make a joint thing and make a DC versus Marvel like
No.
Dota. That'd be insane.
With marijuana.
That'd be insane.
It should be excessive. It's like
Everyone would play that.
That would be interesting if one team is forced to be DC and the other team is
Yeah,
forced
but-
to be
I agree.
Marvel.
You know,
But then you get randomly chosen to one team or the other. What if you don't like?
you know how much they're going to
you play a
charge
couple
for game
matches,
that?
like, okay, when you play professionally, you play a couple matches and you switch it up. You switch people. But obviously, you're going to have counterparts to everybody in both universes.
exactly.
Of course. But either way, I think that would be really cool.
At that point, why don't we
Mine-
just make a Street Fighter one? Have a bunch of Street Fighter characters.
Everyone should just
Do
make
that.
Dota. Should make MOBAs.
Why? There's
Just
no
a bunch of
powers.
MOBA.
Everyone's just going to run up just to kick and punch each other.
No, they can shoot at
You're
things.
going to have the one guy with the hold on.
That's right. Some guy's got a gun.
They all have. No, they all have.
Or isn't there like the zombie dude there with the really long
They all have
arms? Or is that from a
projectiles.
different game?
That's what's his name? Fucking. He's the
Dawson?
Dawson. That's him.
The brown guy.
He's
Yeah,
Indian.
the brown guy.
It'd be cool to see you're
Brandon
playing and all you see is
Solera.
like hands come on your screen.
So do you think every brown person's a zombie, or?
I think every brown person is.
Yeah, that was a bit racist.
a witch zombie. No.
That
witch
parasite,
doctor
a witch doctor. He's like a shaman witch
Whatever.
doctor. Yeah.
the
That-
social
they make
parasite.
zombies.
You know what I'm talking
Witch
about.
doctors turn people into zombies. Close enough. Sorry, Brandon.
No worries.
Anyways, I think that'd be pretty cool. But it seems pretty cool. I applied for the beta, but who knows if I'll ever get in.
That's awesome.
Either way, it looked pretty cool. I didn't really look into it that much, other than like what kind of characters they have. But
Do they have any villains or is it all superheroes?
they had the
Joker.
Joker.
They had normal Joker because obviously
No,
there's going to be
they
more
had
Jokers.
normal Joker and they had what's it called? Gaslight Joker.
What's the difference?
I have
I don't
no
know,
clue.
but
Gaslight Joker.
How much
Gas-
more sadistic can
The
you be?
Gaslight is
It's a series of Batman.
yeah, it's a series of Batman set in the like Jack the Ripper setting.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's the okay, old timey.
Would have been
And you
perfect.
see Jack the Ripper?
No,
Joker the Ripper.
I don't know if Jack the Ripper is alive in that setting because then Batman would have just solved him.
Well, I figured he would be Jack the
He
Ripper
actually
and
did.
Batman would be the detective
That
trying
would
to
be
find
cool.
Joker.
That would be kind of interesting. Unless Batman was Jack the Ripper, that would be kind of also kind of interesting because he's sort of an anti-hero.
I don't think that'd be
I don't know
possible.
about that.
He'd be killing women.
Maybe Riddler. That'd be cool to see. him as
Women
Jack the
are
Ripper.
some sort of a bane to society. He's trying to kill
Like
them.
Bane.
Oh, Bane should be in it.
Bane should be Jack the Ripper. He just ripped their
He'd be
bodies
singed.
apart.
Bane would be
Eventually,
singed.
Bane would be singed. But eventually, they would just add it. Like, okay, League of Legends has 110 characters.
Yeah.
This DC one, Infinite Crisis, could easily reach that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Poison Ivy.
without the different characters that
Yeah, but
could have just been made into skins.
Matt, look, if there's two different types of Batman, or there's two different
But
types
why?
of Superman, they would act differently. It's not just a skin.
I know,
I
but
have a
it's just
question based on your
there's no
Poison
point.
Ivy statement. Why is it every villain most people think of comes from the Batman universe?
Because Batman's the most popular, along with
I
Superman.
don't know, Superman's pretty popular.
Yeah,
but you
but
don't
all
see
the
people
only
naming,
Superman,
like,
the only
'Cause the
Superman
other
villain I know is Lex Luthor.
because they don't
Doomsday.
have a lot. Or the
Doomsday?
evil Superman.
I thought.
I've
Oh,
never really.
There's
Doomsday,
I was thinking
Bizarro,
Doctor
Bizarro,
Doom.
uh,
My God,
Oh,
completely bad.
that's not even.
That's not
That
even the
is being
same.
edited out.
That's not
Yeah.
even DC.
Nah, it'll stand. But anyways.
Remove all the
Edit it
ignorance
out.
from here.
Well, Green Lantern doesn't have many enemies. I
I
mean,
don't
they
know.
just
got
don't.
what, Sinestro?
No,
Yeah.
the entire yellow.
Well,
Yeah,
Yellow
because-
Light?
No, there are other. He
Asian
has other
people.
villains. I'm sure.
He has a lot, yeah, but I mean,
Yellow
man.
Lanterns.
Yellow Lantern.
He's afraid of yellow.
But when I think
people.
when it comes to it, like when you see a superhero with their counterparts, Batman has a lot of counterparts.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Like I guess the pinnacle is Joker, but I mean you could really take anyone else and stick
Who's
him
been
in
around
there as
longer,
well.
Superman or Batman?
Superman, I think.
Superman.
Superman
Yeah.
was the first action.
But that's how they
hero.
made Batman. Every enemy is his counterpart. It's
Yes.
part of him. That's,
Yeah, they do. They typically integrate that into the actual
Then
writing.
you got all the Teen Titans. Then Batwoman.
Well, he said Cyborg
Young
Bat-
Justice.
Cyborg.
Cyborg's
Yeah, Cyborg's in there.
because he's what's it called? He's on the Justice League.
Who are the other ones?
No,
Is it just
Aquaman,
Sleep?
obviously.
No, and
the
Two
fuck's
Titans.
Aquaman gonna do?
Oh, Robin,
Aquaman's
this
awesome.
Animal Boy.
Yeah,
There,
he's gonna-
transform.
Hey guys, wait for me.
What's
Who's
her
the
name?
purple one? Raven.
Raven.
Yeah, she was pretty.
I was actually
popular.
reading
Purple
something
one.
online. It was talking about how Aquaman on his own is pretty good because all his comics are, based in the water where he's in his element.
Yeah.
And then, the Avengers come, and then he has to be on land. He's like, what the fuck am I going to do here? There's no fucking water.
there's a puddle.
He's completely useless.
Have you guys seen Injustice: Gods Among Us?
Yeah.
I've never heard of
I
this
haven't
game.
played it, though.
He was pretty badass in that game. I mean, I
Was
was
he?
just watching the cutscenes. I didn't
Yeah.
play the game, and he's fucking strong.
I was supposed to pick that up eventually.
Oh, my
it's pretty
sister has it.
Oh, she
She
does?
beat it.
Your sister.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
He
telling
has
me
a
about this
sister. I
last
didn't even
time.
know that.
Travis
Oh,
sister.
Sean knows about that.
Mm.
He's been waiting.
I think in
Day.
two or three more years.
Really?
Jeez.
She's not that old
16.
yet.
I think she's
She's not
16.
that old yet. We're lining up apparently.
He's waiting.
That's
Arranged marriage, man.
Anyways, did any of you guys hear about this new Strider game coming out?
yeah.
Ah, awesome.
Yeah, new Strider.
But like, it better be like legitimately 2D and not like.
It is 2D.
It's not 2.5D.
It's
or
2.5D.
2D?
It's
2.5.
No, it's
Fine.
all 3D graphics, but it's a 2D plane that you're playing
Yeah.
on.
It looks
So it's like
easy.
old Strider, just
People are pretty upset about that though.
Why?
It looks easy. Like, did you see the video of it? The 7-minute video.
Who's Strider?
the ninja for like it's only on the original PlayStation.
Ninja Gaiden.
No, it's
No.
not. It was
He's
on
a
the
ninja,
Genesis.
but it's only on the
Mark of the
Is it?
It
Ninja.
was on the Genesis. It was on the NES. And
Okay,
it was on
the only two I have are on. I
Yeah.
have the Strider 1 and Strider 2 on PS1.
Like Strider on the Genesis was like a defining title for the Genesis.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That
Never
Kid
played it.
Chameleon.
Kid
For me,
Chameleon.
it was always Spider-Man. This
It was
the
an arcade
other
game, too.
I played on
Yeah.
Genesis.
It was
Yeah.
pretty much a really good port to
Of an
Genesis
arcade game.
of the arcade game. Yeah.
Made by Capcom.
I actually have.
Oh, you never
seen-
played Strider?
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but do you know
Oh, I
who's
know it's gonna
developing it?
happen.
No.
Double Helix.
What did they make again?
That front mission game for the PS3. That was terrible.
Oh, yeah.
This is gonna turn out to be good.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing.
Weren't there a couple of front mission games?
Yeah, but the other ones are spectacular.
They're
And
all
then-
strategy
uh,
games. This one's an action game.
yeah. Oh, they also did the new Silent Hill Homecoming, which was
Oh.
also equally terrible.
Yes, that was
very
pretty
good
bad.
hopes for this game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I wanted to see the Homecoming Queen, and that never happened.
Yeah. And then you just get to the ending, and like, what? This was
Where's
a
the
dream.
prom?
This was terrible. This is just like real life.
All right, there's a couple more things that happened
Tragedy carry.
over the last couple of days about the Xbox One. So apparently you're going to be able to self-publish games on it, like if you're an indie developer, which is pretty good. They also said they wouldn't get stuck in like the wasteland that was the indie marketplace, because they had like, you know, the indie marketplace on the 360, and if you self-published a game on the Xbox 360, then it always went to there because that was their indie scene. But there was like, you know, tons of games, like 1,000 or something so odd games or whatever, and it was just hard to like, you would just get lost.
No one would ever go through it.
Yeah. And you would just basically, the people on top would just stay on top, and then anyone releasing a game nothing would happen because, you know.
How are they going to overcome that?
They're, I guess, better filtering. I'm not really sure. But they didn't get too specific. They just said there wouldn't be separate places for this. It would all be, you know, in the marketplace.
It'd probably end up like Steam, where they'll show different specials or different new games that came out.
Different genres.
Be a good idea. Steam does it well, so hopefully they can take a cue from that. The other thing was that apparently the Xbox One can be used as a dev kit. And they said not at launch, but eventually it would be added to it, that you can use a normal one that you buy at the store as a dev kit, which would make developing on
That
it, you know.
saves so much money for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, because usually development kits are like, you know, thousands of dollars.
down to
Tens of
$4.99?
thousands. What?
Was it $4.99?
$4.99. At the moment, I don't know when this would even come out. Maybe after a price
Couple
cut.
years.
They're gonna increase the price.
Yeah.
Just like next year.
Yeah, pretty much. No news on that though. So there's also a rumor that there would be a Kinect free bundle also, but Microsoft shot down the rumor fairly quickly because it basically contradicts everything that they've been talking about up until this point about Kinect being their come together experience for the Xbox One. So
I think that for better or for worse, it's the one aspect of the Xbox bundle that's making it unique still. I think that they need to sort of keep up that front. It also justifies the price difference because they're selling it with the Kinect, so it justifies the extra $100. I don't agree with it. I still don't agree with Xbox One.
You leave like your consumer base divided because, like, do you honestly want a camera?
Wii comes with it at a lower price.
But let's be completely realistic.
camera?
My laptop
Yeah,
has
it
a
has
built-in webcam. I just put a little bit of tape over it.
I just don't use it.
Paranoid.
Yeah, no, it's
my
right.
boss,
Just in case.
I
boss
know a
is
lot
like-
of people do it because of that.
Yeah.
Paranoid.
Yeah, exactly.
You never know. Someone could hack into
People,
it. and spy
yeah,
on you.
people can do it.
Did you
so
see
then I
that thing
just don't-
online where you can actually look at all the people's security cameras that aren't being blocked?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
actually
I saw
see-
that
yeah.
news thing that they did.
And see into their house or see into whatever.
Amazing.
Like you can see, it shows you all these little red dots. And that's all the active cameras you can actually access.
But I'm
Yeah.
sure someone did that for the dude that saved his dog from the raccoon there.
No, I think he did it.
Really?
I
He
just
just
saw
ran
that.
it. Did I catch that video of me?
No, but he knew he
just
caught
saw
it
that
because he
video.
had the.
I hadn't
Yeah,
heard of
but
that.
that was you guys didn't hear it. I
No.
can't remember who it was.
That's
Do you remember who it was?
hilarious.
No, but it's so hilarious.
Like this
hilarious.
dude's dog was outside and he heard it crying and it was being attacked by a raccoon. You see him run down the stairs, just
Picks
grabs
up
the
the raccoon,
raccoon
flings
and
it.
chucks it down the
flings it.
stairs.
What
It went far.
You see it like twirl in the air. It
That
was
is
Yeah, 'cause
hilarious.
everybody slow motioned it, so you just see the big raccoon, a giant raccoon spinning in the air down the stairs.
Oh,
That's
awesome.
random.
But the funny thing is, people are mad about it, obviously, for the animal stuff.
Yeah, I don't
Then everyone's like,
Okay, well-
if your dog was being attacked, obviously you'd go and save it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Also,
you made a statement. I don't agree with Xbox One.
Okay.
And if you, I don't know if you're finishing that as a statement like that, or if you're gonna add on to it.
I don't know if I was gonna
add on to it.
Add on to
for an extra $100. What were we gonna say?
Add on for.
I just want to know, why do you not agree with the Xbox One?
The brand mostly. I think that they've lost me with the 360, and it's gonna take a lot for me to become.
They lost you with the 360, but they had you with the original. Because I think they gained way more people with the 360.
I agree.
Mainly because it was out a year earlier.
I agree.
Reverse the roles, and
I don't
Xbox
disagree
would
with
get
that, but Xbox 360 was the damn superior console to the original Xbox.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But the reason why it has such a large market share in comparison is because it was out a year earlier. Reverse the roles, and PlayStation would have.
If you look, I think it is. If you look worldwide, PS3 just recently outsold Xbox 360.
North American,
but in North
stateside.
America, Xbox destroys PS3.
Well, because technically there's not much Xbox anywhere else.
It's an America box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sold
American
for
box
Americans
made.
by Americans.
Oh yeah, I guess.
With American games.
And Europeans, I'm sure, are pretty.
Not as much. It's a little
Western
delayed.
European.
Not as much.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying. Yeah, I don't like the brand. I don't like what Microsoft is doing.
It's a
More
box
general.
that has shooter games.
Yeah, but
I mean,
the
they
thing is, the
could
box
shoot into me
games.
otherwise. I mean, the Xbox 360, from what I've read, and the one that I owned for like 8 months, it was okay. It was
died
loud.
in 8 months.
Two of them died.
It died.
Mine died.
I bought like a second-hand version of one
Okay.
that was already
Dying.
dying,
It was
and it was
red-lighted?
pirated. Not pirated. What did they?
You
Modded.
Modded.
Yeah,
Modded it. And I played it just for the original Mass Effect that you lent me, which was spectacular on it. And then I tried to play Splinter Cell 8 months later, and it red ringed on me after being off for 4 months. I guess it was too physically
That's too much.
exerted. Yeah.
It was like, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit here. I'm not gonna let you play me.
You don't want to play me? I'm not going to let you play anymore.
So I actually had a game inside that I had
Spiteful.
to break the Xbox 360 to get out.
Oh really?
Partly from the rage of wanting to destroy the Xbox 360.
Like I've had
you
mine
actually
almost
smashed
since
it.
like when it was launched.
Yeah, some were
Yeah.
lucky.
And also chew up your game. Which one was it? We were very excited
Oh
to
yeah,
play.
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
You were like,
Duty 4.
I just got that.
I remember.
Well, I had it for my computer, and then my dad got it. I think it was Christmas for me. I had it like 2 weeks in, and silly me decided to move the Xbox while it was on, and as you turn it.
No.
That was funny.
But yeah, I remember the first time I bought that thing.
Yeah.
You were with me, and we
Yeah.
got Marvel Alliance. We like went back to my place. We set it up. What did we do? We bought like a big bag of chips with a dip there, and just sat on my bed playing Marvel Alliance.
was
for a
so
couple
fun.
hours.
Question here: what kind of dip?
What
Don't
kind of
answer
wait,
that.
no, what kind
Don't
of chip?
indulge him.
What kind of chip?
No, I'm going to indulge him. It was, no, I don't think it was this. It was the.
This is like 7 years ago.
The
How would you
onion dip
remember
or
it?
whatever.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah,
I
I
remember.
remember.
Yeah,
But from
yeah,
who?
Because how many
Like,
dips do you have for
from
chips,
who?
man?
This is
I mean, the ones that I
cheese
buy,
dip,
I either
man.
buy the
Cheese.
orange one, which is I guess the cheese dip with the mild sauce or whatever, mildly spicy.
You mean nacho cheese
Tostito
sauce?
cheese
Yeah, I guess
sauce.
that's
Yeah.
it. That's it. Or the onion dip. Those are the only
Onion
two
dip.
dips I buy.
That was fun. Actually, on the topic of it, Dragon. Nope, rewind. Dynasty Warriors 8 just came out.
Yes, it looks
Really?
so good.
And it actually looks really.
I told you,
It's
yeah.
been getting really good reviews.
wow.
It's actually
Yeah.
getting good
It
reviews.
I
looks
think the last
amazing.
one I played was 5 or 6.
It
I think
has
was
so
5.
many
Wait,
people in
8?
it now.
It just came out for like PS3 and Xbox.
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago.
So like this is basically the first Dynasty Warriors
That's
ever to
good.
get good ratings.
No, the old ones used to.
The first
Everyone
one got
agrees
that
that
one.
it does
Really?
the best of the entire series. Like it takes the best of, and they have this really interesting
only
ambitions
took
mode
8.
where it's like a survival mode, but you're building a community. So you have like a community of people. You go out and like do like a random quest, and then you come back and you get people. And like someone will be like a sailor, and he happens to sell animals, and then you can bring animals into the match. Like it does really well with. It sounds stupid, but
I've got a goat.
So it's social.
Go attack that army.
I got a question. Is Lubu still in it?
Yeah, they have all the characters.
Oh, and it gets even better. Every single character in the game has a unique
Storyline?
legendary weapon. No, they only have like 3 or 4 stories. But they
Yeah,
have a
but
unique.
I think they've always had a unique.
No, but
legendary.
like the animations of the weapons
Okay.
on each character.
There are different
is
attack
different.
styles.
Yeah, it's,
Oh,
which is
okay.
kind of cool.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
So it seems interesting. Oh, earlier this week there was a video that came out on Assassin's Creed 4. It was a 13-minute video. It covers a lot of what's new and how it's differentiating itself from Assassin's Creed 3. I don't know if anyone has seen the video.
I saw the video. I didn't watch the video.
Okay, so it was a 13-minute
Well,
video.
wait.
and
First off, Sean doesn't like.
Assassin's Creed.
Yes.
Thank you.
Or not anymore.
The fourth one looks
No,
good.
but he hated the fact that this.
Yes.
Yes.
That
Just,
is
to
a very-
just for clarification.
That is a very good point. I didn't like the third
Skeptical.
one in the least. I thought that it was obtuse. I think it's the only one in the series that I could use that term with. And I think that obtuse meaning that it has mechanics in it that are never introduced to the player. that would have made the experience more enjoyable.
Had they described?
Had they been a little bit more
Explain
explicit?
No, but there was no tutorial type missions for anything. Like in the other ones,
doesn't make sense.
In the other ones, when you were introduced to the different guilds, the 3 different guilds, it gave you like an introduction to this.
And there's
This one, nope.
this.
They just throw you right into the town,
That just seems
and
like
you
bad
just run
design.
up to them and
It's
you just
bad
talk to
design.
them, and that's it. You're in it.
Yeah,
I don't mean to say anything, but it's the third game. I think they kind of expect
No,
you to know how to
it
do
But
doesn't matter,
everyone
though.
up to that
I
point.
don't disagree, but I mean,
No, but if
playing
it's
the
something
third
new
game
though,
or
and they're not even telling you about it,
Well, that's it. Like you just have to find it and hope that you're gonna find it.
But
And-
for example, they've been I don't know if you've played the third Assassin's Creed.
No.
They've been refining the combat in it, which I think is what they were trying to push in Assassin's Creed 3, among other things. I was watching a video today, a 5.5-minute video of like a combat montage in preparation for this podcast, and literally 80% of the attack animations I'd never seen.
and you.
They're
No, in 3, they're
the
in
third
3.
one.
There's a lot
Okay.
in
Yeah,
3.
there's a lot of combat animations that they put into it, like countering animations where you can kill 2 or 3 people with unique weapons, and it looked amazing. I never saw them ever.
It's all circumstantial, though, isn't it?
I
Kind
think
of.
it's randomly
No,
generated.
but it's like the second
There
one.
is a lot of random stuff.
There is.
Like
yeah.
in second, how you could throw dirt, or if you had a spear weapon,
Yeah.
you could do different maneuvers with them.
Yeah.
They incorporated that into 3, but since there's more weapons in 3 and it's a bigger environment,
Yes.
there was more things you could combine
Yes.
to create it.
You can, if you had a gun, a pistol equipped, while you're doing a combo, you can trigger the pistol, and it'll either attack someone randomly
While
or shoot the
daggering
person
and
you're
killing.
Yeah, like in Batman, for example. But I never knew any of that. Apparently, you can use like the equivalent of a hook shot in the middle of your combos, and again, they never introduced any of that. It would have made it probably more engaging. But anyways, we're digressing. The fourth one has goods and bads. The good, primarily, and I think that Adam would be floored about this, is that it is an open world.
It's pirates.
In terms of when you're in a boat, when you get onto a boat, it doesn't load. You're constantly in the world, and so you get onto your boat, you leave an island and go to another island.
Well, it's
all
probably
of
a
that.
soft load as you get to the boat.
It's probably
Yeah.
a background load as
Well,
you're like,
everything
in the
has
ocean
that.
going
I mean, you
towards
would be
it.
stupid if you didn't have background loading. Or
Well, I'm saying
anything.
instead of stepping onto the boat, loading you into the driver's
No,
seat.
but I
and then
agree with you.
moving.
I'm saying that,
Yeah.
but I'm saying that good design
Yeah.
has that. It's not going to load the entire map simultaneously. Otherwise, that would be stupid. You're not
Yeah,
seeing
you
Take
don't
an
have
hour.
to do that.
What if
Exactly.
you use the boat elevator to get on the top?
It's
They have a loading
fucking
screen.
Like a
elevators,
Mass
man. It's so slow.
4
I think I
minute
saw some
elevators?
videos on it. It looked pretty cool. You could like board other people's
Yeah.
boats and
Yeah.
everything.
But see, that is where I'm kind of hesitant, because that is the best part of it, in that you don't ever have to worry about loading, which is nice. It means that there's this sort of environmentability to the when you're navigating the oceans. There can be like storms that come that happen in real time. You can see whales, you see dolphins. That's
Just the crew
interesting.
members.
Can you attack said whales and dolphins?
Yes.
Yes, there's whale hunting.
Yeah, you
can
Oh,
whale
there's
hunt,
whale
yeah.
hunting.
Oh,
Yes.
I don't know about
Whaling?
dolphins.
Some people are definitely
Japan,
gonna
man.
get pissed off
Yeah,
about that online.
probably.
For
Peter's
sure,
gonna
I
hear
could
about
see it
this.
right now.
Japan's going to start
But all
full
that
force.
seems like,
you, whale?
in my opinion, all that seems like window dressing, because in the video you saw stealth and combat, and a lot of that seems unchanged.
Well, stealth.
Yes.
Quotation
No,
marks.
but see, stealth looks exactly like Assassin's Creed 3 stealth.
So it's
Is
not
that a
stealth.
bad thing?
Yes, because it's
Far
not
Cry,
stealth.
To give you an example, Far Cry 3 was, in my opinion, the best example of open world stealth, because the enemy AI seemed random to an extent. Like, they were randomly placed. You see random scouts that you come across. Assassin's Creed 3, they try to bring that into it, but it doesn't come through.
Mhm.
There's different ways of approaching a situation, but there's really just the stealth way, and then the way where you run in and kill everyone and then just go through it.
everything.
You know, it's just like a...
Finisher.
I was going to say, it just feels like it's a false choice. It's almost like the new Deus Ex, where you can choose stealth or combat, but it's geared entirely around stealth, and if you do combat, you just feel like you're
You're gonna die.
bopping through the level. Or yeah, you're going to die, or you're just sweeping
Feel
through
like
the
Except
you're
in the
playing an old
beginning.
school game or
Apparently,
something.
because in the beginning I didn't have any bullets. There's like no bullets in the beginning.
Yeah.
Bullets.
And then
by
you get
the way,
100 bullets.
If you kill any of those guys in the campaign and in the beginning, the first level,
Yeah.
it does. You can't get that achievement for not killing anybody.
No, well, there's 2 guys. One guy's white, the other guy's brown. If you kill the brown guy, you still get the achievement at the end.
Wait, I don't get this. Wait.
No, because there's an achievement for not killing anybody.
Okay, but I kill everybody. I
Okay,
don't
so
care.
you're gonna kill everybody.
I kill like important characters.
Okay.
At one point, this is going off tangent, but at one
It's gonna be
point,
edited
I killed an important character. It auto-saved right after, and then every
Yeah.
time it would reload after she dies, and then I get killed right away. So,
I
not
hate
really
those
smart.
things, man.
That hasn't happened to me this whole generation.
Oh,
This is Deus Ex you're talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can go through the whole game without killing anybody.
except the bosses.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
because
have
I was
to
going to
kill
say,
the
so each level in that game is pretty much go from point A to point B.
Kind of. Well, there's different points in between.
Because this is essentially what it is. If there's no killing or anything
No,
involved,
you have to kill them. No, but like there's,
bosses only. You can sneak through most everybody.
yeah, but like there's stealth kills, like you can quietly knock them out, but you have to.
Tranquilizer darts.
Yeah, you have to do it to get by them.
Okay.
And there's robots, so you can't really kill a robot.
Yeah, you can.
Well, you can kill.
Well, they're not really alive
Yeah.
to begin with.
This is getting into cyberpunk territory.
Anyways, speaking
Oh,
of
no, don't start that.
speaking of the like stealth or going and just kill everybody,
Yeah.
we'll segue into what we've been playing this week, Steam sale and stuff like that. So I've been playing Blood Dragon more, and so I never played Far Cry 3, but I definitely got that whole like stealth or kill everybody thing because it's really annoying. Like they just constantly throw people at you no matter what. It's almost annoying when you're doing a normal story mission or whatever. When you're just like taking over a garrison, no problem, it's fine. There's a certain amount of enemies, handle that. But the minute you get into like a story mission, I tried this like 3 or 4 times before I finally got it right. But like, just getting into the main area of the mission, like I kept fucking up the beginning, and I kept restarting at the beginning because of the stupid checkpoints. Blood Dragon, yeah, the dam. Did you get to the dam mission? You're blowing up dam, basically.
Okay, I don't think I'm that far.
Tons of guys, and you try and stealth them, but it never works because as soon as you miss one arrow, someone, even though they're not next to any alarm, activates an alarm. I'm like, how the fuck's he doing this? All of them.
Well, you missed him with an arrow. He's gonna be aware.
No,
Because
because he
telling
doesn't
me
know
if
where I
there's
am.
an arrow that just magically appeared next
fuck.
to the point, you're gonna be like,
But
wow,
he
that was
doesn't.
random.
What I'm
Go
pissed
on
off
your
at
day.
him, he doesn't even go near an alarm. He just activates it.
No,
Oh,
he
well,
signals
it is
somebody.
Blood Dragon. It's 80s futuristic. He's probably got
Yeah.
a button on him somewhere.
Anyways,
This is
so when they
2007.
start seeing me, the dam's obviously by water, right? So I shoot somebody, and then I swim to the other side. So when they're all on the other side, I shoot someone else, and I keep going back and forth, confusing them, until I get pissed off and I just run in and start gunning them all down. Now, the one thing that annoys me about this is that I don't like the limit on the weapons, okay? Because some are good for certain things or whatever, but you have to find, like, the bread and butter of what you got. And I just picked up the Gatling gun, and oh my god, that is the best gun, obviously, in the game, because you just murk everybody in front of you.
Is it the same as 3 where you have 4 guns?
Only 4 guns, yes. Same as
Pretty
3.
much all I had was my bow. I think a silenced SMG, a silenced assault rifle, and a silenced sniper rifle. That's all you really ever need.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I
well,
fully agree. When you want to have fun, bring the big ass fucking
Get a
machine
rocket
gun
launcher with
with
some
you.
grenades.
Yeah.
Because those things are
It's-
really awesome.
I only have the silencer on the pistol, and the pistol's a piece of shit. Like, it doesn't kill fuck. The only thing I use the pistol for is silently taking out the alarms and
The
killing
animals.
dogs.
I actually, when I was playing,
Cyber dogs.
yeah, I really like in the third Far Cry how the stealth system works to the point where I'm using a pistol, a silenced pistol, and I still feel empowered because you just take your time with it. You're just very you're more confident in your aim, and it feels really. I did this one story mission where you're going to this like it's on the beach and it's like a destroyed boat, a massive. That was amazing. I did that entirely in stealth with a pistol. I felt like such a predator because people are like, "Where the hell is this guy?" And then I would silently kill someone, and then I'd go around and shoot someone, and like it felt good.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. Like, they don't in Blood Dragon. It's the same thing. Like I said, I shoot someone and then I swim to the other side. They're looking for me on the other side, where I was just before, and then I shoot someone else, and they're like, "Oh shit, he's over there." And I swim back. I mean, they're not extremely smart or anything like that, but that works good when they're like, "Oh my god, where are you?" And you're like stalking them when there's like 2 or 3 guys. But when there's like 20 guys, it takes fucking ever to stealth them all because they're all fucking looking. Like, you got one guy looking one way, and then like
Well, it's supposed to
30
take
meters
forever.
away,
It's supposed to take
C4
forever.
and rocks.
Yeah, I agree.
Rocks.
It's not rocks.
you
C4.
throw D20s in Blood
Yeah,
Dragon.
sure. One thing I did like about the game, though, is if you threw too many rocks at the same guy, he would know that there was somebody there. It wouldn't always get him as a, "Oh, what was that noise?" It was, "Okay, who's there?" And he'd come start searching for you with the
people.
gun, yeah.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool too.
it's not good. Yeah, so aside from Blood Dragon, I bought a stupid amount of games during the Steam sale. I haven't played too many of them yet. I started Monaco for a little bit.
I haven't tried it yet.
You haven't tried it yet?
No.
No?
I'm gonna wait for everyone else, I suppose.
You know what Monaco is, right? Did you end up getting it for the PlayStation, or
Is it out?
is it
Yeah.
available? I
No,
thought it
I
was.
don't know. Oh.
It's just for the Xbox and for the PC.
Oh, really? That kind of sucks.
That's like that for like
Um,
80% of the game.
Yeah, well, Microsoft games.
It's cool. I played a couple of tutorials that were like fan made or whatever because a lot of it works with the Steam Workshop, so it's a lot of user created content. But like I said, I played like 3 levels.
But are you actually being stealthy in it, or are you just going?
You have to be
oh.
stealthy. The person
Well,
I
with
took
4 of
doesn't
them.
take out people.
Okay.
No, I was playing one solo.
Yeah, no,
player.
well, with 4 people, you could be more.
Yeah, you could be more flexible, but with only one person, you're kind of stuck with what you got. The only other game I really played was Trials Evolution. It's pretty fun. It's motocross. You would like it, Richard.
Okay.
But you can get it on your Xbox. But I got it for like, I don't know, $5 or something during the Steam sale.
With the
How are the
DLC.
controls on him?
On PC, it's not bad. It's basically you just use the arrow keys,
Okay.
and it's just kind of lean forward, lean back. It's kind of like Elastomania.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun though. Like I could see myself getting addicted to it and trying to like beat all the levels with gold. It's I'm pretty sure you would like it a lot. Check it out.
That or
With platinum,
Hotline
you
Miami.
mean?
Sorry?
Check it.
Platinum.
No, you can only get
Oh,
gold.
doesn't know gold?
Only gold. Other than that, that's all I've played. I have so many games to try out. Oh no, I tried Oregon Trail for like 2 seconds.
Really? How is it?
It didn't seem-
Oregon.
Oregon.
Oregon, yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's
heard
zombies.
I know.
Oregon
Do you know
Trail.
what it is? Do you know what Oregon Trail is?
The original Oregon Trail.
Something to do in Oregon?
There's-
No,
they're in a carriage. It's like in
A caravan.
Yeah,
The Caravan Club.
It's a caravan, like a...
but it's a carriage.
Get your
Set your
wooden
breakfast.
objects
It's a
on
fucking
wheels
carriage.
proper, okay?
Anyways, a horse-drawn carriage, and you're trying to get across the
to
country.
draw carriages
With
So
pencil.
is it like set like in this
Atari.
time?
in your
Yeah,
mind.
like 18... No, 17... When was
It's
it? Like
it's-
1850s,
yeah, something like
1700s?
And it has to do with zombies?
no,
No,
the
The
one,
original
no.
one is just trying to get across the country
Away from
without,
bandits.
you know...
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was
Basically
gonna say, are you
Red Dead
smuggling
Redemption.
booze or
In
something?
Oregon Trail, you're in a
I don't
station wagon, and you're trying to get to like a safe haven in the West Coast.
Okay.
And yeah,
Always the West Coast.
I was getting pretty far, but there doesn't appear to be a save. And then someone called me to play Sanctum 2. I'm looking at Matt, and I'm like, "Fuck, there's no
Well, I
save."
didn't- I didn't
So
have
I had to
You guys
get rid
play
of
that
it.
a lot. I kind of wanted to get into it. It looks fun.
It
It's a
is.
tower defense game.
Tower
Yeah.
defense
Yeah.
multiplayer, yeah. It's pretty cool. It's a
Tower.
lot of fun. We were playing a little bit more
Very
this
nice.
week, but not as much as last. What about you, Sean? What'd you play this week?
I actually, this week I've been playing XCOM. I've also been playing Shin Megami Tensei 4, which is my most anticipated game of the year, and it's living up to that expectation. But I've also just started today To the Moon.
Oh yes, the one which I beat.
I thought you beat that a while
No,
ago.
I beat it.
No, I didn't. Anyways, To the Moon, which is, for people who aren't in the know, it's sort of like an indie title from last year. Looks like a Super Nintendo game, Super Nintendo RPG specifically, and it's really just a graphic adventure, a text-based adventure, pretty much. I mean, that's pretty much the premise of it. It's supposed to be pretty emotional from what I understand. It's these two scientists that are hired from an old man who they can go into your memory, essentially. And it allows them to relive different periods of this man's life because they need to find out why this man has asked to go to the moon. And it's going to the moon in his consciousness, so that before he dies, I think, of some sort. Subconsciousness, something to that effect. It's supposed to be very emotional in that you go from him being old to him being very young, and so it's working backwards, and it's him. Yeah, there are different important factors in this person's life, and one of them is the recent passing of his wife. And so you find out sort of what had happened, transpired before her dying, why she died, the fact that she could have prevented her death to some
So,
extent.
what are the goals of the overall goals of the game?
There are no set objectives per se. You're just reliving different periods of this person's life and accomplishing very benign things like
Making a
finding
sandwich.
no, like exploring the environment. You collect these orbs, and if you collect 5 orbs, you're able to access like a cipher almost that allows you to jump backwards into this person. It's kind of
Is that
confusing.
your only objective? Collect that
Yeah.
stuff.
Essentially.
But it's supposed to be fantastic. People cry apparently at the ending. It's very heavy.
Those
I like
guys
how
are
you
pussies.
pointed to someone.
No, because Matt's
played it.
Matt's the only person.
Did you
who's-
cry, Matt?
No, I didn't cry.
I was gonna say I can't see Matt crying. Okay.
No, but I did beat it. But anyways, yeah,
It's
the
heavy.
reason why they're going back through his memories is because when they met him in the subconscious, they asked him what did he want. He said, "I want to go to the moon," but he didn't know why.
Oh.
So their objective was to find out why he wanted to go to the moon, go back to the point that made him want to go to the moon, and then
So
fix
that was
it.
when he was a child?
No.
Well,
when he's
no,
old
that's
man.
that's what they're trying to figure out. What changed? So they're going back through his history to find out what changed from this scenario to going to the moon, because
okay.
he doesn't know. So that's what the game is about. Trying to go back through his time
Alright.
in his memory.
Brandon, what were you playing?
Yeah, Hotline Miami.
Hotline Miami. That game is so fun.
Yeah.
It is definitely a lot of fun. Have you tried it, Richard?
I do not.
You don't know what it
I
is?
don't know what it
It's
is.
like top down, super. I guess 16-bit inspired. Even like everything just looks grainy
Yes.
from the way it's.
And it's all
when it-
techno.
Yeah. And
It's
they have
all
this,
like 80s
it's
dance
80s
techno.
It's 80s Miami, Florida, and it's like top down Scarface. Basically.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
a murderer.
okay.
You just go around
This
murdering.
is probably
guys.
like an old school GTA game.
It's
Yeah,
no,
it
but
looks
it's
exactly.
exactly. Yeah, it looks like that, but it's just super arcadey. and it's like one hit kills. So even on you though, so you have to restart.
Ooh.
It's really hard.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's almost like a puzzle game in the sense
Yeah.
like you have to do everything kind of like
A
not
specific way.
not
so
a specific way. You can do it. There's a bunch of different ways you can go about it because like you go through rooms of an apartment basically, and you can go through this door, you can go down that
like a
hallway, but you have to kill everyone before you get to the next section.
Can you see into the rooms before you get to them?
Yeah, you can see everything. There's no
you
fog
can
of war.
aim, you can move around, but the thing is, like, there's two ways of going, like a stealthier way or just run and gun. It's just so much more satisfying.
It's so hard though.
It's hard, but like if you do it, it's like, oh my
have
god.
to
No,
click
I just
kill
like,
faster
I
than
try
they
and
can.
stealth the way as fast as possible. So I'm just busting through doors and hitting people over the head with a pipe, and then just running through, grabbing a knife and murdering people.
So you don't go with guns? Is that what you're
Every
saying?
once in a while, I'll pick up a gun, but I try and run through as fast as possible with melee weapons.
Yeah. Like that.
It's a lot of fun.
I've been playing Deus Ex and The Last of Us. I haven't finished yet.
I still haven't finished Last of Us, but I haven't really played it this week.
And after that's Alan Wake.
I met Henry though.
Alan Wake.
Oh yeah.
I met Henry.
Oh,
There you go.
congrats.
Have you beaten The Last of Us? Did
Yes.
you like the ending?
Yes.
Have you been playing it?
No.
Why not?
I just watched this shit on YouTube, man.
Okay.
I played it. It's more
It's a good game though. You should try it.
I just, it's hard for me to pick up a game and get into it. I get bored easily.
And that would be a game that you would get bored.
There was quite a few because of the Steam special.
Yeah.
This week, well, last week, I
This week?
suppose.
No, throughout the
Wow.
since last time.
Yeah, well, To the Moon.
Oh, you were playing To the
Yeah, I
Moon.
beat it. Took,
Okay.
whatever.
I was under the impression he beat it like a year or two ago.
No,
when it
no,
came out.
just recently, like a day and a half.
Took 3.5 hours for
No,
me.
it was close to 4 something hours.
Yeah,
I
I
just
heard it was
lied.
short.
But it was fun. It was enjoyable.
Okay.
I tried Hitman 1 for about 2 seconds and then stopped.
Hitman 1?
So you
Hitman
play
1.
Hitman
I thought you were
2,
playing
though.
Hitman.
No, I was gonna play Hitman 2
the new
because
one.
I stopped. No, I'm gonna start in order, obviously.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
Matt has a quirk where he can't play
Multiple
Like-
games, except Sanctum and League of Legends because it's an online game.
League of Legends doesn't really have a sequel.
No,
a
it's an
prequel.
online game, so I can play it while playing others because it can't be beat, essentially.
Okay, yeah, but I mean he doesn't play any
Okay.
game later in a series unless he beats the first one. Like I told him when he bought the Thief package
Yeah, I have the T package.
to only play Thief Deadly Alliance because it is the better of all the old ones.
I'm pretty sure it's
But
called
he
Deadly Assassins.
Deadly Assassins.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
Deadly
not Deadly
Alliance?
Alliance. That's another game.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Anyways, doesn't matter. Only play that version. There's no point playing the first Thief or the second Thief because they're ugly
They
as shit.
look so
They're from
bad.
1999,
Even
man.
Even the
The
icon.
new one looks sick.
Yeah, the new one looks
That's
he's
why I
so
got
bad.
the Thief pack because I want to play the new one.
amazing. What else have you been playing?
Yeah, I beat To the Moon. I just beat Alan Wake today.
Oh yeah.
Adam Wake.
Alan Wake. I didn't do the DLC yet. I did the first one.
Are you gonna play the second one?
Oh, wait, going to.
is
It's
there
just
a second
DLC. It's DLC.
one? Okay.
You'll say I
There's
beat
supposed-
Adam Wake a long time ago. I used to sleep here on the floor as alarm clock.
And
Go
wake
off
him
on
up.
the weekend and he wouldn't wake up. I'd have to hit him with a fucking pillow to wake him
Yes,
up.
it was frustrating to say the least.
Alan Wake. Yeah.
Yes,
It was
very
frustrating.
sloppy.
It was a good game though.
very sloppy combat mechanics.
Yes.
and it's I like to
Probably
call
on-
it the
probably intended,
the
though.
ice skate mechanic where it looks like he's just gliding wherever he walks. Like I see his legs moving, but literally he's just sliding everywhere.
Mm.
That's what it is. And there's collision errors everywhere, and hitbox errors everywhere.
Was the game enjoyable?
Overall, I
Minus the
would say
technical?
yes. Overall, I would say yes, but I mean, frustrating at points just because of the combat system would pull you out of it very quickly just because you couldn't get by certain parts.
Really? What difficulty were you playing on? Hard?
Hard, yeah.
I was okay
To
with
unlock Nightmare Mode.
So,
Oh, yes.
So the gameplay is the equivalent of pulling out.
I guess so.
And you're just not impressed anymore.
Yeah.
Richard, what did you play this week?
Oh dear God. Well, as you all know, I'm a Counter-Strike player. So
Yes, I've seen him
You
play.
still play Counter
I
Strike?
still
no,
play
hey,
Counter-Strike.
Global Alliance, man.
I
It's
play both
different.
Swords and Global Offensive.
So global.
Offensive.
Global Offensive.
CS:GO and CS:GA.
CSGO.
Yeah.
CSGO.
Yeah. No, I bought Witcher 2 on sale. I
That
played
was
that.
today though, no? Or the other day?
No, I bought that
No, during
over
Steam
the
special.
weekend, I think.
On the
Okay.
Steam Summer Sale.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I started playing that. Got stuck like at the beginning.
You didn't play the
One
first
part.
one?
No.
I can't play the first one. I want to try and play it, but I
This
just...
one just looks so cool. When I saw the enhanced edition, I got to give it a shot. It looks like a
Second
really
one?
good game. Yeah.
I have to try and just play the second one then, because like the first one I couldn't get into it at all. It didn't seem enjoyable. But the second one I heard is a lot better than the first, so I
Yeah.
might just skip the first one and play the second.
You have to do a lot of reading, though, from what I understand, right?
I-
Unless you know what's happening, it seems like there's
I
a
don't think-
lot that...
I don't think I'd really care that much.
Oh.
I think they compare it to like an Elder Scrolls game, but with a better story. I want to say.
Yeah, I don't really pay attention to any story in the Elder Scrolls series.
Yeah, neither do I.
Stuff happens. There's
Run around,
dragons.
Kill shit. That's all I want to do. Yeah, so I got Witcher 2. Started playing that. It was pretty good. I got GTA San Andreas. I also bought Age of Empires 3.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Because I really wanted to play that, so I started downloading it, online.
Mm-hmm.
And I was, screw it, I'll buy it. It was on sale. So I did that. Right away, cheated as soon as I played it.
Of course.
God mode.
No, not even.
Like Zeus or something, or give me
like,
gold.
Do you know how like the old ones you get like a black car that would shoot missiles or
summon
something?
stuff.
This
Yeah.
one you get like a monster truck that just runs everything over.
Really?
Or
What are the cheat codes for though? Those are always hilarious.
Well, I know the first ones was
I
Big
think
Daddy.
the truck one was truck.
Truck.
But
But
yeah, I think that was
caps?
for
I
the
did not
monster
really-
Was
truck.
it in caps?
No, I think for wood it was give me wood.
Yeah, that's
or
always.
something.
Obvious.
But no,
Should've
the
been I've
other
got
one
wood.
was
Yeah.
I think it was Washington's head or
What?
something, and you had a giant like
Washington
stone
Monument?
statue of like I'm pretty sure it was Washington, and he would hop around because it was just like his upper shoulders and his head. So he would hop around the map, and he would like crush stuff and hit it with his head
That's retarded.
while like saying random stuff. So
Interesting.
Interesting.
yeah, it was pretty entertaining.
Man, that's ridiculous. All right, Sean, what's the question of the week?
Oh, this is a good question. And I think it's going to be topical because we just had like the Steam sale, right? And so a lot of people are buying games for like dirt cheap. So they have this massive library of games that they need to get through. My question is, do you guys think that there's any added value to playing and beating a game as opposed to just playing it and then dropping it and never coming back to it?
Oh, that's a good question.
Well, if there's a sequel to it, yeah, because it continues the story.
Yeah, but that's you, Matt. You
Yes.
don't play games unless you play the previous ones, even if
Yeah.
they have no relevance.
Except for Hitman 1, which I'm not going to play, like I was saying.
Oh, yeah.
It was horrible controls. I couldn't do anything with it. Played 5 seconds, walked out of the room, and stopped. Because you can't change the controls, and it's not even WASD.
Was.
Now,
Was
I
yeah.
don't know who wants to start.
Well, I know how Sean's opinion is towards this because he gets disappointed with endings of games. So he almost doesn't like beating them because he doesn't want to be disappointed.
Okay.
The way I see it, it's like I always end up having so many games in a backlog that I find it hard to beat games. I would like to beat games, but it's more or less to only say that I did beat them. Like I can live with myself with playing a game or whatever and then eventually dropping it and saying I'll get back to it, but I know it probably won't ever happen. Maybe in like a couple of years I'll eventually end up playing it.
Mhm.
Like I started playing Ring of Red on like the PS2 emulator or whatever, and that is definitely the furthest I've ever gotten in that game is playing it now compared to when I started playing it 10 years ago. At least that's from my case. Like I can live through it. I don't think there's any extra merit to beating the game as long as you enjoyed it. But I would like to beat more games. I just never end up doing it.
And my question to counter that is, why do you feel that you should feel as though you should beat games?
I don't know. Just say you did it. It's kind of like an accomplishment in itself. If you just kind of played a game and just like, yeah, I played that. That's basically where it is. But if you're just like, yeah, I beat that. It's it's more of an accomplishment. Like I beat the shit out of Just Cause 2. That is an accomplishment and a half because I platinumed the shit out of that sandbox game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think I find myself in the same conundrum where I buy too many games and I just have a backlog of so many games. Like, just, off the top of my head, Borderlands 2. I played maybe 15 minutes of it. I bought it at full price. And I haven't touched it since. So it's kind of sad that,
You did beat Ni no Kuni, though.
I did beat Ni no Kuni, but that's after I put... How many other games? I put Ni no Kuni on hold for, at least 3 or 4 months. I don't know what I was doing, because, I don't know.
Well, you
what I
played
was doing.
Borderlands for 15 minutes, so...
Yeah, that's what I was doing. But somewhere in between I stopped Ni no Kuni, I went back to it. Same thing with Red Dead Redemption. I kind of feel like if I'm putting this much money towards a game, then I should get at least, not like the extended experience, but at least the main experience. So what I've been doing to get rid of my backlog is just playing it on easy. So at least I get the story bit of the game. And I know it's not super hard, but
Yeah,
at
you're
least...
just going through as fast as possible.
Exactly. So at least I get that, it's just annoying to see $60 go to waste.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I used to play games on hard, like me and Sean all the time on hard. Just like, because God of War is not hard at all.
That's how it's done, on hard.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, at this point, I don't care anymore. Like I just
to.
want to play. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't
You
want
have
to
to care.
I don't want to hit myself in the nuts because I'm pissed off.
It depends. Do you
No,
love
hit
the
yourself in
game?
the nuts, hit the table.
It depends on the actual game. Do you want to play the game for the difficulty or just the story?
The only game I ever had to switch it to normal just so that I wouldn't feel that way was XCOM. Just because it's a
Not
strategy
even like
game.
Demon Souls.
No,
There's
I'm
no
gonna-
I have a
difficulty.
feeling you would really like the old XCOM games.
no. I looked at it. Probably not as much. No, but like I was saying, yeah, XCOM was the only one I had to put on normal just because I knew how it was going to be. And I figured I'd better do this on normal.
To be completely fair,
Just-
XCOM is actually challenging.
It's a
even
very
on normal.
difficult
It's
game.
hard. I'm playing it on normal right now, and I'm constantly losing
It's
people.
very frustrating.
I wouldn't go as far as to say frustrating. It's frustrating if you want
well,
to keep
if
everyone
you keep
alive.
missing at 80%.
Well,
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
no. I've had people miss and then go into panic and then shoot and kill other people.
Exactly,
on my
that's
team.
troublesome.
On your team, yeah.
On my own team, and then they.
That's what they do.
Because they get like psyched out or something.
Yeah, they get
right?
panicked, and then
Yeah.
they shoot your own guys because they're stupid.
Certain units have like something called intimidate, and so they actually scare units, even though they're nowhere near them. I had a heavy who was positioned on the top of a building, overlooking like this I guess this whatever it was this like dip underneath him. Then the enemy underneath became intimidated. The unit on top, all the way up the top, this is a melee unit who can't reach him, became panicked and started opening fire on his snipers. It was cool.
They had that in the original.
It was
It
cool.
was really cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
yeah.
for the time, that's really impressive to see. in
It's
a game.
innovative to think of something like that.
And
Apparently,
it was
the-
really. I don't know if it's in the new one, but in the old one, you could have like some aliens could telepathically take over your
Yeah,
characters.
mind control.
Yeah,
They
I've
do
lost
that in this
another
one
unit.
too?
Mind control.
Oh, it's gonna be a
I
pain
ended
in
up
the ass.
losing Jess's sister yesterday.
All right, back to the
As you were
question.
saying.
Richard, do you have any comment on that?
Are you done?
Well, I mean, I don't think Matt spoke.
Well, we'll
Mathematics.
We'll go with
Okay,
Richard
okay,
first.
Matt
No,
is gonna
we'll
talk
go
some-
with the way Richard is.
Okay,
'cause I don't
I think it's the developers, like, they have to keep you interested in the game. I mean, I could care less if I don't finish a game or not. It bugs me, because, like, I think I have, like, 26 games for my Xbox. I've probably beaten 4. But to a certain point, like, if you go Red Dead Redemption, I mean, the story's pretty decent and it had me compelled, but there's...
Oh, you didn't beat that? I'm surprised.
No, I haven't
That's the
beaten it, but I just...
I actually beat that.
I'll go around and just do, like, shoot people and put people in front of a train and watch them get run over and stuff.
Such a
Like,
dick.
that's fun for me. Like, just from the amount of time I've put in of that stuff, I've gotten my money worth of the
I've
game.
seen people make unicorns.
That's true. As long as you get your money worth, I guess. Right?
Exactly. It all depends on how you get your money's worth. Some people, it's, I gotta beat the game. Other people, it's just playing it is playing up.
So I see Matt like that. He's got to beat it.
Well, it's not that I have to be. Instead, if I
road
start it,
CPU
I'm going to
over
continue with it. I'm not going to stop halfway through a game. Decide, okay, I'm just going to forget about this story. Start a new game. Like for the Steam sale, I don't know how many. I bought like 30-something games.
But you're not going to
God.
play any of them
yeah.
until you beat one.
Well,
You
yeah,
have to
that's it.
beat
I'm going
and
one
then
at a
move.
time. I'm going
Okay.
one at a time because I have.
Matt's good like
attention
that. If he
span.
starts something, he'll finish it.
But that's like.
That's what you should be doing,
yeah,
not
exactly.
stopping and then starting. It's like a short
We
attention
have like
span.
a crazy will of determination.
No,
on
it's
you.
just a short attention span. That's what it seems to be with
No,
people.
it's not
Like
even
they'll hit a
that.
No,
lull.
but see, that's the difference because I can beat games.
Well, yeah, you
it's
can
the same
beat
thing.
them.
Like I can read books, but I have to get attached to
Well,
it,
that's
or
what I'm
else I
saying.
won't do anything.
It's not.
Well, yeah,
It's like
you'll buy a
you
book
reach a
and read
lull
halfway
in the
through and
game
stop.
where it gets a little boring or not as good as the rest, and then you'll stop and find another game
Like
until
Mexico.
it gets boring.
Like Mexico and Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah,
Oh God, that's where I ended up stopping.
That's what
yeah.
I bought that book
Like
and I
there's
wrote
always
that
when there's
out.
this lull in the game, people just tend to stop and then wander off
And
to
then I
other
read
I
games.
think everyone stops at Mexico. I've never heard of someone not stop at Mexico.
I also yeah.
No, I beat. I
Red
beat.
Dead
Red Dead.
Redemption.
Oh,
Everyone
beat
stops playing at Mexico.
why would you stop beating and playing in Mexico? Like
I don't know why.
For me, it's
Because
getting to Mexico is so boring.
really?
Like,
I love
because I
those.
hadn't played the game for so long. It was okay. I'll restart it just so I can like refresh myself. I know exactly what to do because I've already done it, and it's just so annoying. Like I know once I get to Mexico, it got more entertaining for me. But it's that point where like, okay, we gotta go get the Gatling gun, and then you gotta do this for the freaking crazy dude that likes to dig up dead people, and it's just that was
I
so
can't
boring
remember
for me to
any of that.
redo.
I think to go back onto this, and I think that the ultimate issue, and I think that I'm glad that Matt brought it up of all the people in this, is that maybe it's connected to our generation more than it's the actual games themselves. And I think that what Matt brings up is a very valid point. When we hit a lull, we assume that something should be constantly entertaining us, as opposed to us seeing it is a virtue for us to have the patience and the endurance to go through something. The accomplishment is actually going through it, not necessarily getting. I agree with you. Sandbox games, the value is in playing them as sandbox titles. Far Cry 3, the story is literally atrocious. Like every time I'm seeing it, the story missions are not fun. Like they actually take away from the.
Yeah, it's like a daunting task. It's like a chore.
Some
It is
of
a
them,
chore.
but not all of them.
Some of them are. Some
But I
of them
mean, the
aren't.
story of the game itself was pretty good
Decent.
until after you kill.
Yes, Voss.
Kill-
Yeah, but
Yeah.
playing Blood Dragon, that's how I
Spoilers.
feel. Like I don't like doing that one story mission. I don't really feel like doing the other story missions. I can go through the entire map, getting all the garrisons, doing all the extra random quests,
All the
and
vigors.
only doing all the vigors, and only doing that one story mission before I get to anything else. I can wipe through the entire map, and I'll be fine with that. And then I'll feel like it's a chore to continue doing the story.
Well, for me, the funnest thing in that game was taking over the freaking town.
Yes, I agree with you. I'm doing this. But the problem is that it's on the part of the developers, right? We can fault the developers, but I'm saying that there's something else to it, and I think it has to do with our generation. The newest Game of Thrones book, sorry, not the newest, the third Game of Thrones book, I finally finished reading it earlier this week after hitting several lulls. And by several, I mean age 9, 10, 11 lulls in it. Because it's a 1,200-page book. It's enormous. And I think that the accomplishment was just getting through it, because there are points in it where you don't want to continue. But you know that there's value in completing it, right? Because it's not that it's homework, but it's a challenge. You should come across things in life where you're not necessarily in the moment amused or excited, but you know that there's added value down the road. Like Red Dead Redemption, the ending, apparently. I'd never experienced it personally. I had it ruined. It might have been brilliant. Had I experienced that for myself, it would have been well worth
It was okay.
me going
It was
through.
depressing.
Are you serious? It was okay.
It was a twist.
Wait,
It was-
was
it's
the
amazing.
ending
It was
or
a
the
twist.
ending?
The ending, not the ending.
Because I played the ending, then the ending. I'm like, yeah, that was fucking awesome. I
Exactly.
really got Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, see? And The Last of Us, for example. That is an arduous game because it actually, the developers, I don't know if it's done intentionally, but they make it difficult for you to like the actual game portion of it. And you have to just sort of put up with it to appreciate the story segments. But, uniquely to video games, you have to personally experience, I think, and I could be wrong, I mean, you've experienced it without playing it. You have to be in the moment. You have to force yourself through it to somehow put yourself in the shoes of the characters, because it ends up being a chore to survive. And so by surviving, you feel more empathically connected to the characters, if that makes
Well,
sense.
that's the thing. Doing it yourself or watching someone else do it. Doing it yourself, you actually are doing the actions.
Yes.
So I guess you feel more attached. I don't know. That's how it
Exactly.
would be.
I don't.
Well, I mean, like, okay, I bought a game. This must have been at least a year ago. It was Divinity 2 for the Xbox 360 there. It was the bundle. It came with the expansion and everything. I played it. I got to you started, like, the first town. First town, I did a mission. I go into, like, the grave pit of the church and everything. And I just, like, died from the skeletons that I ran away with. This is so goddamn hard. Why is this so hard at the beginning of the game? I literally didn't touch the game for, like, a year. And I said, screw it. I have all these games. I bought this one because it looked good. I want to give it a try. I pushed past that point, and the game became brilliant afterwards. And I kept playing it for weeks and weeks, and then I guess our generation there, whatever. I don't know. I guess because I played it every day. Say I took one day off, because I took that one day off. I never went back to the couch to sit down and play it again.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to last week's question, because this kind of ties it. I think that's why they will not
Bring back
RPGs, because people's attention spans are to that
Yeah.
14 or 10 hours
Yeah.
into a gameplay.
My friend, he's a huge RPG fan, but he's like, nowadays I just can't play an RPG anymore. You know, like he mentioned, I was talking about Dragon Quest VIII. He's like, that's like, 100-hour game. I can't play that. So I mentioned Ni no Kuni, which is 55 hours, 50 hours.
If you don't collect
Okay.
everything.
Yeah. And he's like, no, even then, that's still too much for me, because there's just so many games.
Because nowadays, people just want that quick.
People are
Quick
just
fix.
pumping out games like crazy now.
Yeah, it's just too
But the
much to
thing with
handle.
RPGs is you have to make that game, because it's so long, you have to make every moment of that game worth it. You can't put a wall for the player.
There has been the traveling, when you ever have to travel from town
I'm
to town.
sure.
No, but they make it faster. They always make it faster.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Kind of.
because they want to get rid of
Yeah.
that. Like if you play an old Final Fantasy game, oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah, that's how
The traveling is so bad.
But see, that's the thing.
That's
what
how they
makes-
were-
that's
I
what
have no
makes
problem
RPG
playing Final Fantasy VIII, though.
No,
No,
that's
but
how
that's
they
what
were.
I'm trying
though.
to get at, is that RPGs are still relevant in today's community, specifically because they're one of the rare instances where I feel that it's still an appropriate genre within a video game. So you have Call of Duty, which is literally you watching a movie, but you clicking buttons. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's that, and then diametrically opposed to it is the RPG, where you actually have to go through the journey.
That's an experience.
And you feel for
It's
these
a time
characters.
Call of
investment.
Duty is like a joke of a game because
Nowadays.
it's just okay. Now it is there because it's a shooter where there's nobody's a bad player at it unless
Oh, you
you're
can be bad.
Okay, you could be bad, but I mean, you can still kill people in the game. It's not a
Yeah,
difficult game to play, and the fact that it's so fast paced and a small level, you can just hop in and enjoy it right from the get go.
Right.
Try and play another shooter, it's completely different.
Yeah,
That's why I think Call of Duty's done so good.
Yes.
But
It's like Counter Strike. Pretty fast paced.
Richard, you've been playing Counter-Strike for the last decade and a half or something.
it's more difficult.
Yeah, but
it's
I'm
much more
just
No, well,
saying
to
that's
mas-
kept
to
you
mas-
Because it's a lot
fast.
more compelling because there's more strategy
Well,
involved with it.
to master
Shooting
it's more
through
difficult.
walls calls for strategy.
Okay, that was 1.6. You play the newer ones, you can't do that.
No, but that's
Okay.
to master. To play it and kill things, you still can do at a basic level.
To an extent.
Well,
Not
yeah,
like
same.
Call
But,
of Duty,
no, but
though.
you can still do the same with Call of Duty. It's like Counter Strike.
What I'm trying to get at is
It's
that
not like
I
Battlefield.
also think that there's merit to beating games, but I'm also conflicted. I've experienced what Richard has experienced, the Divinity 2 effect,
The
where
lull.
my two favorite games in immediate memory are Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne, which was for the PS2, which came out 10 years ago, which I still have, to this day, have not beaten. I played it once. I put 20 hours into it. I got stuck. I was playing it again 4 months ago. I put the same amount of time, but I've become more effective. I ended up pushing past that sequence to this really, really difficult boss fight.
Even harder.
Even harder. Yeah, I ended up, because I'm playing it on hard now as opposed I was playing it on medium before, or normal before. Anyways, I got to the end of that dungeon that I was in before. The game is brilliant. I experienced the Divinity 2 effect. I'm like, this game is brilliant. There are actual sequences in this that I hadn't experienced the first time. And then I put it down again. I don't know what it is. And I still would think that that's my favorite game of all time, even though I haven't beaten it, which is weird. There's just so much to it that's compelling.
So it'll be
Second
even better
example.
when you beat it.
Exactly. Thank you. Nier, which is a PS3 game, which people hate. Xbox 360 PS3 game.
Nier?
It is, yeah, it's a very strange.
Nier.
It's a lot of things. It's kind of confusing. I also haven't beaten that game. Same reason. I started playing it on hard. A lot of it was not enjoyable. But I know that I should push past that because apparently the story is brilliant. And so I am conflicted because there are so many games out there that are vying for my attention that aren't worth that attention.
Yeah, like,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, you go outside and you're in public and you're constantly being distracted by things that you shouldn't be distracted by. You should be focused on whatever is going to make you better as a
Don't
person.
go in public. Go back in your room and play video games.
But thank you for that. But for video games, it's the same thing. There's such a huge, because it's booming. I think it's the fastest growing entertainment medium or entertainment genre or whatever the term is for it.
I thought it was sharking.
Sharking videos.
Sharking.
And there's a lot of bullshit out there. Like Deadpool, for example, just recently came out. I want to play that, even though it looks terrible. And I know,
know,
that I
me
should.
It looks so fun.
No,
I
it
know.
doesn't. It doesn't look fun. If you were to,
It sounds fun.
It sounds
exactly.
fun.
It
That's
sounds
the
fun.
thing. That's what gets me. Like, I look at all these reviews of all these games, they get really good reviews, so I end up buying it, and then I personally don't like these games.
Yeah.
No, but
But what do you
Deadpool,
mostly
man.
buy? Do you buy a lot of RPG games?
I have not.
There are
bought-
no RPG games
I usually
anymore.
buy an RPG generation.
Okay.
So, like,
Nino
I'm-
Kuni was this one.
Nino Kuni was one, but I completed it. But it compelled me enough to go back and play Dragon Quest VIII, which I put like 40 hours in, but I just gave up.
Then you just hit a
Yeah.
wall and give it. But you know what? In a way, I like the whole wall in an RPG. Because essentially, you look at an old game, like, I borrowed Legend of Dragoon off you. And I had that for a long time off of you. I played that
serious?
game.
I
It was
feel
a
like you
really
still have
fun
it.
game.
Is it
No, I gave
possible?
it back to you.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
It's somewhere.
I feel like you stole that game from Blockbuster too, because it had like
Yeah.
a Blockbuster case.
It's
Like my problem
No,
with
they don't.
the
Yeah,
an old
back
game
up.
like
No,
that
they're
is you
somewhere,
reach a
though.
No,
point,
they're
you
somewhere.
stop playing it, and then when you want to pick it up again, you have no idea what you
Yeah.
did. So it's like you almost have to start over. Thankfully, with that game, I remembered what I was supposed to do, but you play it, you hit that wall. I feel like that wall is there to say, okay, you've played enough. Give it a break. Come back to it in a while. Like go do something that you can just blow your mind out with, have instant fun, not put a couple hours into. You can go spend a half an hour doing, and come back to me in a while.
So you're
Like-
saying The Legend of Dragoon and other similar games are meant to complement other games.
Yeah.
In a way,
They promote Sharky.
That's how
what
Sean
they do.
plays games. He plays an RPG.
in a way,
and he
you
plays
play an
action game, and then he
RPG
goes back and
exactly.
forth.
You play an
Exactly.
RPG
Yeah.
and you have an action game on the side.
Yeah. I think it's the best way to play video games, personally.
It
Because
is.
you have the substance and then you have like the superficial, but they complement each other in such an extraordinary way. Like right now, I'm playing too many RPGs.
So you're just trying to get a fix, really. That's what
I don't
it
have
is.
any action equivalents, and I'm gonna have to think of something. Like I
You're just trying to fill in the fix.
Yeah, because I'm playing XCOM and.
Well, that's an
Shin Megami
action.
Tensei. That
When
is
they
an-
go
that's an
when they
action
go
game
over
too.
the shoulder and they
Yeah.
have the action shots.
Oh my god.
I'm thinking too much when I'm playing that game, and it's
Anyways, on that note, that's it for us. So
catch you on the flip side.